Welcome to the Angus Report, a news program for cattle producers.
From American Angus Association headquarters in St. Joseph, Missouri, we bring you the week's top headlines, including the latest Angus sales figures.
We talk to the U.S. Meat Export Federation's Phil Seng about beef exports.
We discuss adding value and predictability to your commercial Angus females, and an online auction service from Angus Productions Incorporated.
This is the Angus Report. Hello, I'm Bob Cervera.
And I'm Crystal Albers.
Our top news this week. The spring sale season shows continued demand for Angus genetics despite a declining national cow herd. According to data from the American Angus Association, Angus sale averages reflect buyers' willingness to invest in valuable genetics with long-term profit potential. We have more in this Regional Manager report.
We've seen a definite higher demand for the higher quality bulls in terms of the whole package EPD profile. And we saw a definite demand for the cavity, high growth, higher carcass valued bulls than we perhaps ever have. It's not one size fits all as far as the data goes, but as a general rule, most producers will tell you the easiest bulls to sell are high for cavities direct. They're high for yearling weight, probably somewhere over 100, and they're high for the dollar weaning and dollar beef index. But I think the reason Angus drives the market every single year is from a sheer volume standpoint, and people trust that data and understand it so much better because it is so reliable.
Recently released export figures for February show the value of U.S. beef exports is up 7% ahead of last year's record pace, despite a 2% drop in beef export volume. The U.S. Meat Export Federation reports producers could expect higher values in the future, while the market responds to expanded access for U.S. beef exports to Japan.
I think a lot of the packers elected to exhaust what they had in the pipeline for 20-month cattle before they commenced with the 30 months. So that did give us a transition as far as the Japanese market, but now we're fully into the 30-month campaign. I think everything's working very well, and we're starting to see a strong ramp up as far as our beef exports into Japan at this point. I think it's very important to keep in mind two of the most reliable markets we've had over the last decade have been Canada and Mexico. Combined, we sell about $4 billion worth of meat north and south. So whatever we do, you can't take those markets for granted. They've been fantastic markets for us as we've dealt through the last decade and all the issues we've had. They've been very reliable buyers. And so I would hope that everybody would take full consideration of those markets as we deal with the cool issue and other issues related to those two NAFTA countries.
Ranch managers have many challenges when overseeing their operations, including keeping employees happy and productive. Good employees take pride in the operation's goals and mission and seek clarity when it comes to proper management.
It's really important that we have highly engaged employees and that managers are making good decisions and are doing a good job of engaging those employees, doing the things that it takes to keep them happy on the ranch. One of the unique things that we found out from the survey work is that cowboys ranked the importance of knowing and understanding the mission statement of the ranch actually quite a bit higher than the general managers did. So that tells us that in our industry, we can probably do a better job of communicating to all the employees what's the true vision of the ranch, where does the ranch want to be in the future, and then what's the mission that's going to help that ranch reach that. One of the very important things about human resources management, managing cowboys or managing any other sector of the working population, is an honest and trusting relationship between the manager and the employees. If the employees trust the manager, that the manager truly cares about them as a person, it makes it much easier for that manager to lead the employees. They're more likely to follow when there's a good, trusting relationship there.
In a time of market volatility and increased feed prices, many commercial cattlemen search for ways to add value and predictability to their herds. A DNA test designed for commercial producers helps add value and predictability to Angus replacement females by identifying commercial heifers' genetic potential.
The jointly developed gene match that we developed with certified Angus beef, it allows cow-calf operations to kind of look under the hood. It's in some ways, it's like Carfax for cattle. Allows you to get a glimpse, a prediction, if you will, of what the genetic merit of that animal is. But I think if producers started looking at this in the context of lifetime value, in collaborations through CAB is our GeneMax test, which is very reasonably priced at $17. And it might be a great tool as we're looking to maybe expand the herd and trying to make a decision, which heifers am I going to keep in my herd, which are going to be the future of my operation. Spending $17 for getting the right heifer that's going to be in my herd for the next 6 to 10 years is a pretty reasonable investment. We're predicting probably at the end of this year we'll have likely double the number of animals tested that we did in all of last year, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was 3 or 4 times more.
The Angus Report is brought to you by Merck Animal Health. Why not prevent respiratory disease before it steals from your bottom line? Vista Once protects your calves with the most complete respiratory disease coverage available. And Vision Blackleg vaccines can add 14 pounds per calf at weaning. Contact your veterinarian or animal health supplier today.
What's one more calf worth? You make a big time investment in genetic improvement, so why not get more calves? It starts with VitaFerm Conceptate with the AmaFerm Advantage for just 2 to 4 cents more a day. Feeding VitaFerm Conceptate before breeding season gives your cows the nutrition they need for improved conception rates. Plus, AmaFerm enhances digestion of feed, improving body condition, a critical component to fertility. So with cattle prices as high as they've ever been, what's one more calf worth? A lot. VitaFerm Conceptate. This stuff is good. Learn more at VitaFerm.com.
Horn flies cost cattle producers nearly $1 billion a year. They interrupt grazing, cause loss of blood, and impact your bottom line. By incorporating Alticid IGR into your supplement program, you can prevent the emergence of adult horn flies. Alticid IGR will significantly reduce stress on your cattle. For pennies a day, you can control the most costly parasite and increase your profitability. Contact your feed supplier to incorporate Alticid IGR today.
It's more than a symbol. It's volunteer beef and dairy producers like you making careful decisions on how to invest your beef checkoff dollars. It's about multiplying those dollars to ensure the beef you produce makes its way to more meat cases, menus, and kitchen tables from New York to Tokyo. And it's about making sure those who influence our consumers feel confident about recommending beef. It's more than a symbol. Get to know your checkoff and start sharing your views at mybeefcheckoff.com.